little fuzzy bat butts, and welcome to another Tuesday Q&A video. These videos are done at request by you guys, and they are also sponsored by Vampire Freaks website. So if you would like to request one of these video topics, please go down to my Vampire Freaks page, which will be linked down below, and shoot me a private message with the topic that you would like me to cover. Today's topic that was requested is how to respond to negative reactions you get out in public and what to do with the feelings you are left with after you have this negative experience with someone you don't even know. Here's the thing though, you could be in any subculture, you could be interested in any little thing, you could be completely normal looking and you're still gonna get people that say shitty things to you. It doesn't stop. No matter how old you get, there's always bullies, there's always people that go out of their way to make you feel really bad. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret on why people try to belittle you, put you down, laugh at you, try to make you feel small. It's because they are projecting their own insecurities out onto you. It has nothing to do with you. And whenever you look at it this way, instead of taking extreme offense to it or letting yourself get hurt over it, you need to just realize that this person is projecting their own issues, their own sadness, their own depression onto you. They're trying to hurt you, make you feel bad, get a reaction out of you to make themselves feel empowered and make themselves feel better about themselves. And a lot of the time, they don't even realize, they can't even identify within themselves that that's what they're doing because they are so caught up in their sadness and their depression that they're lashing out and they don't even know why they're lashing out. So this video doesn't just pertain to the gothic lifestyle and gothic clothing and the gothic look. This pertains to so many people because no matter what you're dressed like, no matter what you're wearing or what you're doing, there's always going to be someone that's going to try to put you down to make themselves feel better about the way that they are. So when someone is being extremely shitty or someone is going out of their way to be very mean to you and make that very apparent, how do you react? How do you handle those situations? I think everyone handles them differently depending on personalities and what was said and what happened. There's gonna be different cases and how you're gonna handle a scenario. For me personally, I get very physically drained and I get kind of physically ill whenever I take part in confrontation. I don't like confrontation. I had to deal with it so much as a kid with bullying and at home. I just really try to stay so far away from confrontation, and I just try really hard to spread love and light wherever I go. So whenever negative things happen to me, like someone says something shitty to me or someone goes out of their way to just be very mean to me, I will either ignore them, which means I don't say anything at all, and sometimes I'll just smile at them and walk off. Because what they're wanting is a reaction out of you, and usually whenever I smile and walk off, they'll laugh amongst their friends and they think that they've really had this huge victory, but I don't feel like putting out my energy. They're not worth my energy. They're not worth me feeling upset about something I had said later on. I feel like if I were to engage someone that says something mean to me, I wouldn't have anything nice to say. And if I don't have anything nice to say, I don't want to say it at all because I don't want to feel that regret later that I lashed out at someone that obviously is hurting so bad that they're trying to lash out at me. And all they want in the end is a reaction. They want you to react somehow so they can feed off of it. So, story time now. What are some shitty things that have happened to me? And I have some really funny stories of weird shit that happens to me all the time. Whenever I was in Germany back in November of 2014, I think, we were out there for a little bit during like the Christmas markets and everything. And Brady and I were crossing the street to go over to the Christmas market, and a group of these guys that if we were in America, I would refer to them as frat guys because they all just looked like very upper class, snooty type guys, and they were yelling at us in German. and I understand German to a certain degree, but I don't really understand it, so I couldn't understand what they were saying, but based on their body language and their facial expressions, I could tell that what they were doing was shouting abuse, or they were just like very angry at the way that Brady and I looked. Despite the fact that their faces looked angry, I couldn't understand what they were saying, so literally they had zero effect on Brady or myself. We just kind of stared at them like, what the fuck are you saying? We don't even know what you're saying. I think the most important thing that I've learned is from that situation in Germany, whenever I had people yelling abuse at me, but because it was in German, I couldn't understand what they were saying, so it completely rolled off of me, and it made me realize that that's how I need to be with people that even speak my native tongue. Whenever they say things, I need to make a conscious decision to not understand what they're saying and to not go out of my way to process what they've said. Instead, roll it off like they're speaking another language and I have no idea what they're saying. Not too long ago, Brady and I went on a date at a movie theater, and before we went in to go see our movie, I stopped to the restroom to wash my hands off. And whenever I was in there washing my hands, since we were going to be eating popcorn, I wanted to have clean hands after roaming around the mall. Anyways, I was in the bathroom washing my hands, and this lady was in the bathroom as well, and she was staring at me from across the way, and she was staring at me very intently. She was around in her 60s, I would have to say, and I felt awkward because in general I usually feel awkward in public situations. So I just stare at the water while I'm washing my hands on purpose to break eye contact and let her know that I am not interested in talking. Basically, I had my body language saying, leave me alone. That did not stop her. She walked up to the sink and stood directly by me and said, you know, I was really worried about my hair and how I look today, but then I saw you, and now I feel a lot better about myself. And then she laughed in a very condescending laugh and walked out of the bathroom slowly while still doing her fake laugh all the way out of the bathroom. And I just stood there staring in the mirror like, did that really just fucking happen? So basically what she was alluding to is that she felt really bad about the way she looked today, but then she saw me, and in her mind, she thought I looked really bad, so it made her feel better about her decisions and the way that she looked this morning, because at least she didn't look like me, basically was what she was alluding to. That's pretty shitty, and I didn't respond, I didn't say anything, I just stayed staring at the mirror like, did that really just happen? This is usually how I handle all these situations. I don't say anything because sometimes they happen so fast that I don't even react, like they just totally catch me off guard. I have tons of friends that would definitely confront her, and they definitely would have said something extremely shitty back to her, but that's so much effort, and I don't feel like putting that effort out there for someone like that. Another time, my friend Austin and I were going into a Brahms store, which if you aren't from the US and you don't know what Brahms is, it's an ice cream or like a dairy place you can go to get sweets and other things of that nature. We were walking in, and this lady who was probably in her 40s walked past me, and midway of passing me, under her breath, she says, "What street corner did you come off of?" How did I respond? I stayed quiet and I kept on walking with Austin to the counter. Once I got to the counter with Austin, I was like, hey, did you hear what she said? And he didn't hear what she said, so I told him, and Austin got pissed, obviously, but I just kind of was still in shock over what was just said. I literally did not say anything back. I didn't know how to respond. And a lot of the times when people say shitty things, they do it in passing, or they do it in a way to where they have a quick exit before you can respond to what they've said. I have had things get more physical that have happened to me, where I've had people throw drinks at me, calling me a freak. I've had people pour a whole drink over my head. I've been pushed, I've been shoved, I've been punched. And how do I respond in those scenarios? Well, each one is different and unique in itself. Some of those scenarios I fight back, but it's in self-defense, so I feel like that's justified. And I think as adults, we shouldn't be physically fighting each other, but unfortunately that happens sometimes. And if you are in a situation where someone is trying to beat the shit out of you, you should stand up for yourself and you should fight back. You shouldn't allow yourself to get kicked around. So I think how you handle these confrontations and how you handle these situations totally depends on what is happening. If it's something that someone is being petty and they're saying something shitty, you should just let it roll off your back because they are projecting out onto you. If it's something that's physical and dangerous and you're in danger, you should assess how to move forward in that situation. If you need to physically defend yourself, you should do so. If it's a group of people, you should probably go find help and not try to tag them on and not try to take them on your own. Also be sure that you have protection in those situations where you have pepper spray, mace, something on you that you can use if you are in a situation where you need some self-defense. So what are some ways that I've found to prevent shitty things from happening to me or to prevent these situations from occurring? Well, unfortunately, these situations occur no matter what you do, but I have found that having Brady with me or having a group of friends with me does make those things happen less, and it usually makes those things that do happen a lot less traumatic. I think the biggest thing is that there is safety in numbers, and even if people are a lot less prone to say something shitty to you whenever you're in a group of friends. I don't go out by myself very often, and if I do go out by myself, I always have protection with me because I am afraid of someone taking it to the next level whenever they see me out in public based solely on the way that I look. So if people are gonna say shitty things to me and people are gonna go out of their way to be really mean to me based on the way that I look, why do I continue dressing this way and why do I look this way? I dress this way and I look this way because it's what I love. And I'm not gonna live a life for someone else, and I'm not gonna dress for someone else. This brings me happiness. I feel more complete as a person looking like this. This is who I am. If people can't accept that, and if people aren't okay with that, that's on them. You should never let someone hold you back from how you want to dress and how you want to look simply because they think it looks bad. That is their opinion. They are entitled to it, and you are also entitled to your opinion. If you think these things look beautiful and you like the way that they look on you and you aren't hurting anyone, by all means, dress how you want to dress, look how you want to dress, and live your life to the fullest so that whenever you are older, you're not going to look back and be like, man, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have ignored those people. No, I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it, and I'm going to dress how I want to dress, and I'm going to be happy in who I am, and if someone else is unhappy with the way I look, that is their problem, not my problem. Fuck what anybody else has to say. Be you. Be true to who you are. Live your life to the very, very fullest. Please feel free in the comments down below to also voice your opinion on how you think these situations should be handled. I look forward to reading your comments and seeing what you think and your different points of view on this topic. Also, I apologize if this Q&A answer felt a little bit like a ramble. I actually have strep throat right now. It doesn't sound like it, but I have strep throat, so I am running a fever. I'm pretty freaking sick, and I wanted to still do this video and bring this video to you, so I hope that my message got across, and I hope that it made sense still. I love you guys so much. Don't let anyone dull your shine. Continue being who you are, being unique to yourself. I look forward to talking to you again very, very soon. All the love in the world. Mwah. Tschüss.